Hey everybody, what's up? This is Ben with IV Therapy Startup, and I've been getting asked by just a lot of people joining the group, like, "Hey, I want to start this IV therapy business, and I just don't know where to start." So I'm just going to try to kind of simplify it a little bit, and try to ease some of the doubts and stress, associated with, "Hey, this is my dream, my passion. I want to do this. I just don't know where to start, and I just need a little bit of help getting going." So that's what I thought I'd throw this together here. So really, I can break it down into 5 steps, and if we look at step number one is pretty simple. It's simply commit. Like you have to commit to that. Yes, I am going to open this business, and I know it's kind of cliche, right? You hear it all the time. Oh, you got to commit to it, but it's so true, and it's so important that the only way you're ever going to start this business, let alone be successful in it, is you have to you have to fully commit. Like, this is what I am going to do. So once you have that commitment, then there's some different paths forward, right? So to me, step number one is the hardest. You commit, but then after that, everything is just a process in this journey, right? So you can jump into it. Say you get a pile of money in your pocket, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna jump into this 100%, quitting my job, whatever the case may be, and I'm going for it, right? And step two could be, you know what, I'm not made of money, I don't have a pile of money, but I really want to do this, so I'm going to figure out a path to make it happen, right? So you're working full time now, you're a nurse, an LPN, nurse practitioner, therapist, whatever your profession is, and there's a roadmap that you can develop to, building this a little bit more conservatively, while being mindful of, the capital that you have available to invest in the business. And that's fine too, as long as you're committed. And the rest is like I said, it's just a process. You'll be like, okay, once I get my business up and running, I can do this part time on the evenings, weekends, whatever the case may be. But I'm going to have, very specific benchmarks and targets, that when I hit this, then I'm going to do this, and when I reach this goal, then this is what happens next, type thing, until you're, fully into this, 100%, quit your day job, and life is good, right? So there's a lot of different ways to do this here, but number one is commit. Number two would be, defining your target market. So who do you want to cater to, and who do you want to serve when you open up this business? Is it going to be athletes? Do you want to work with athletes? Do you want to work with you want to have a hangover bar, where you kind of deal with that crowd? Do you just want to be general health and wellness? So just trying to identify, what do you want to do? What's going to be your niche, right? Um, and that leads us to number three, which would be naming. So sounds easy enough, right? So you come up with the target who you want to serve, and that can also help you with your naming too. So if you're going after, sports and recovery, in the athlete world, you're not going to want to be called, Hangover IV, right? Because you're going to attract, you're not going to have a harder time attracting, the athletes to your clinic, type thing, or, the health and wellness people, or whatever. So identifying your target can kind of help with your naming. So a couple things to keep in mind when you're naming your company is to do a trademark search. You can go on uspto.gov and do a trademark search. Make sure nobody's, got your name registered out there somewhere already, and that could lead to some problems if you, use somebody else's name. So just make sure it's available. Once you have it available, go get your domain name, even though you're not necessarily going to need it right this moment, but just go and get it locked down, reserved, so you own it before somebody else comes in and takes it, because this is a booming industry, and there's IV therapy clinics popping up all over the place. So the timing is perfect. I think that, you couldn't be getting in at a better time. Some things to keep in mind with naming. If you're in Dallas, Texas, for example, and you have aspirations of expanding across all of Texas or across the U.S., you wouldn't want to necessarily name your clinic, Dallas, Texas Infusion Therapy or something like that, right? Because you're going to want to expand it And so kind of keep that in mind. But if you're like, you know what, I just want to open my mobile clinic, or my local brick and mortar, and I don't have big plans of expanding, I want to just stay in focus in Dallas, then Dallas, infusion therapy would be a great name, right? Because it's going to help you with target marketing, and it's in your name, and it kind of gives you a leg up, right? So keep that in mind when it comes to naming. Number four, a really important step would be legal, right? um, my handwriting's not the greatest here, but so the legal aspect of it, can you legally own and operate this type of business, as an RN or an LPN or a therapist or a nurse practitioner or MD, right? So I have a great legal team that I use and refer to. They offer a free consultation. So just a great resource I can send your way if you like. But take a little bit of time on this section. Make sure that you're legally able to operate this business. Also, make sure with the scope of practice in your state with the board of nursing, board of pharmacy. Make sure you're checking all the boxes there. Again, this legal team that I can refer, and there's legal companies in every state that can help with this. Just one that I know and trust, can make sure that you're set up properly moving forward, so you don't run into any major legal issues or hiccups down the road. So nothing to be afraid of. It's just simply, again, it's just a process, right? I know in some states as an NP you can own your own practice. Other states you can't be 100% owner. Maybe you need a physician to be a 51% owner. Do I need medical direction? Just all these things, right? So it's just a process. Don't stress out about it. These are things that you can work through, right? And we have also in my IV therapy membership program, I've laid out, through all the courses, exactly how to do this. And if you're not a part of that program, be sure to check it out as a 7-day free trial where you get full access to everything, starting up your IV therapy business from to clinical trainings, which we're adding new ones all the time, and also our ad strategy boot camps and our marketing boot camps that we're putting together. So it's a great community, and it's a low investment. It's like $49 a month, but it is free for 7 days. So be sure to go check that out. Number five would be, let's see if my handwriting is a little bit better. I'm trying to write on this screen here, so sorry about that. Would be marketing. And marketing is when does that start? That starts as soon as you commit to this business. So as soon as you commit that this is what I'm going to do, kind of set some timelines, you start marketing. And the quicker you can come up with your name and your target, you can get business cards made up, get some print material, rack cards, just different things like that. Get your social media accounts built, and just start pre-advertising and pre-promoting your business as you're building it, right? It'll be great for building anticipation of when you do finally open. And one thing that you're going to find, though, when you do start marketing your business very early on, is it's going to cement in your own mind and your own brain that I'm committed to this and this is what I'm going to do. Like, I am opening an IV therapy business, and I would encourage you 100% right now is a fantastic time. Just everybody I'm talking to, the vendors that I meet with, the legal teams that are helping IV therapies companies get set up, just the trends that they're seeing is like we haven't seen anything yet. And just the awareness that the general public is getting on, the benefits of this IV therapy treatments and things like that. Like, we had a patient the other day who came in and previously would go sit in the ER for 8 hours, knowing that, they're just dehydrated and they're just going to get fluids, and they're going to get hit with a, $2,000 or more ER bill, where they simply could have just came into our clinic, been in and out, in an hour or two, and paid significantly less. So it's a fantastic business to get into. So these are, to break it down into 5 simple steps. I think just number one is the most important step, and if you can get beyond number one, I can assure you the rest gets easier. And the more you get into it, everything's just you're going to run into, roadblocks, but that's all they are. It's just a little minor roadblock. Figure out how to drive around it or move the roadblock. So that's what my commitment and dedication here is to you, is to help you succeed in this business. Um, so I encourage you to check out our program and jump in there, and even in the free trial, and just see if this is going to be a good fit for you. And anyways, I hope to see you on the other side. If you have any questions, drop me a message below, and I'll be happy to chat further. Send me a message, and let's keep this conversation going. And good luck in your venture, getting your IV therapy company started.